So this is our third and final video on the crosshair placement, and this is just covering a different topic, which is how dynamic it can be based off of teammates. So we talked about in the previous video how your crosshair placement can be really dynamic based off of elevation or how the enemy team is going to play. Now we're going to talk about how your crosshair placement can be actually affected by your teammates, which is kind of a weird concept for people, but let me break this down for you here. So say I have another teammate right here, and we're going to be retaking C site, right? When we're coming into the site, we don't need to both be aiming at the exact same things, and there's a big reason for this. Obviously, your teammate is going to clear things before you. So if I'm the second man, or say I'm the first man, right? I'm the first man, I'm coming in right here. What am I going to clear? Well, I'm probably going to clear probably first this angle. This is generally what I clear, and then I'll peek this. Okay, sweet, nobody's there. Now I'm going to peek like right here. Okay, now I'm going to peek logs, right? Or maybe like right here, one of these two angles. That one's going to be kind of hard to clear because it's a little deeper, but probably like that's generally how you're going to do this, right? So I've already cleared all this, right? As the first player, my teammate, when he's coming in, doesn't really need to be aiming at logs. What he needs to be aiming at, this will be good crosshair placement probably for him. Probably holding this swing right here or holding this swing and making sure that when I'm clearing this angle, I'm not getting swung from one of these angles. He wants to be prepared to come in here and trade this, right? But he also wants to be holding this so that I don't get swung from one of the angles I've already cleared. Because I'm going to be the first one in. I'm going to be clearing all this stuff. We don't want my other teammate doing the exact same thing as me. Because, okay, he clears this. Okay, sweet, I cleared that. Okay, I clear this. Okay, I clear this. It'll kind of work like that in a fashion when like when it starts to flow. But like another good example of this would be like over on A site, right? If we're coming in for a retake right here, and my first man does this, like he clears this. Okay, sweet. And then he comes to clear hell, right? As the second man, if I come in and I do this exact same thing, like, okay, sweet. Why am I clearing this? My teammate already cleared this. Like, I don't need to look here because this has already been cleared. Another good example of this would be like a Sova, right? So we have a Sova on our team. And we're on attack, right? Coming over here. And our Sova is going to recon site. Like, say he does something like this. This is a recon I do a lot. This recon is going to land up here. And it's going to spot out, like, everything on site, right? It spots out this corner, so we don't need to clear this. It won't spot out short, so we'll probably have to clear that, but it'll clear back sight. It won't clear hell, so we'll have to worry about that. But it's going to clear a lot of this area. It lands like right here, and you'll notice how it covers all graffiti. It covers all this area. This is a good recon. So if I see this pulse even once, I know that I don't need to walk up here and do this. This is unnecessary. My crosshair placement's just bad. I don't need to be clearing this. I don't need to be clearing really back sight. I'll probably check hell. Like, this is something that we should probably check. So when I'm coming up here, I can clear like this, but we already know it clears graffiti, so we don't really need to check graffiti. So I basically just only need to clear hell. Like, this should be my main goal when I'm coming in, and then I should probably clear short. If we don't have any players coming short, we need to worry about like this cubby or something like that. But you'll notice how this changes based off of the utility that's used. Sova drone is another good example of this. Like, if my Sova drones through short, and it makes it like all the way through here, and we see the drone clear all the angles, I don't really need to be coming up here doing this as like a player. This drone's already cleared that. Instead, it's a lot more efficient for you to be having your crosshair where the enemies can actually swing you from, which would be like right here. And then you come in like this, right? Your drone already cleared this. I could be fully confident that this is clear, assuming my teammate's not an idiot, and I could come in like this, and I can actually clear these angles. You'll notice how because of this utility or because of your teammates, now your crosshair replacement can be improved upon by just recognizing where you need to aim and where you don't need to aim. This is something that a lot of players don't think about. Even in Immortal lobbies, you'll see a lot of players still clearing things that have already been cleared for their teammates. And it's just, it's not efficient is basically the biggest thing. A lot of players, and once you get into like Radiant and stuff like that, you start focusing on efficiency and how can we make what we do better. And this is how you do it. You limit the amount of things that you need to peek. You make sure that you're taking duels exactly where the players can be rather than not where the players haven't been. And even though it might look clean when a player is clearing stuff like this, like, okay, he's clearing all of his angles and stuff, it could still be terribly inefficient. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how your crosshair placement can be impacted by your teammates or your utility and stuff like that. And I hope that this course was helpful to give you guys some insight on how this is a lot more dynamic than people think. It's not just, okay, he has good crosshair placement, he hit diamond or something like that, he aims at the head. It's a lot more dynamic than that. It's a lot more difficult. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.